Hi, this is Katie Burns and you are watching Live Well. Thank you for tuning in today to Channel 18. And I have a special guest joining me today, Ethan Lloyd.
Oh, are we on? I was checking email and Facebook.
Not surprising. It's very common these days to find people hunched over checking their social media.
Facebook post about check Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative's Channel 18 link. Host Katie Burns.
Oh, well, that's important.
Have you liked the link yet?
Boop.
Well, that says I like it.
That's right. We'll talk more about that later. But today, this really helps get into our topic because we're talking social media etiquette. Etiquette.
We worry about that at the telephone co-op because a lot of my posts, of course the video posts, I mean they are what they are. A little education, a little entertainment, it's me. But when we're typing things on the screen, Nick and I will type them and it sounds like we would say it. Yeah. I don't have a problem with that, but I worry about that because I figure there's an English teacher out there that's just, I might as well fingernails on the chalkboard. So, yeah. And
a lot of people will express their displeasure with your writing in the comment section.
Oh yeah, I have been to a seminar and that was like one of the main topics was social media horror stories. And that was one of the comments I brought home from that, just stuck in my head, is comment sections attract mean people. Right. So, but most of the time, at least if they're commenting on your page, they have it put their name beside it. They're not anonymous, so if they're having a problem, we usually try to reach out to that person to see, why are they dissatisfied with Bledsoe Telephone? What can we do to fix the service or... so we still trying to use that as a tool, but we're really trying to promote a positive message, promote positive things going on. Right, and that's really important. What our viewers probably don't know, because they know me, as a mental health therapist, what they probably don't know is that I have a small business called Spur Advertising, where I handle social media marketing and some PR marketing for cattle companies. Ours, Burns Farms, an auction company, and some other cattle companies across the United States. And my background in this is I have an undergraduate degree in advertising, minor in marketing, and then I worked for 10 years as a realtor dealing with advertising. And during that time that I was in graduate school, Facebook was much more important before that. But that's when I started using Facebook a lot. So I guess I didn't look back to see how long I've been on Facebook, but I think maybe 2006. Now, when did you join Facebook, Ethan? Well, April of last year, yes. I made a commercial. Right. And I don't know if I've ever told this story outside of just in the phone company or to people in my family, but Charlie Boren took over as manager. And I said, he come out and had a staff meeting, an all-employee meeting, and told us some things that we plan to do and improve on and this and that. Just some new energy, and I come back to him and he said, we're going to work in teams. We're going to do some marketing in teams and this and that. And he called me by name in that one meeting. He's going to, and he didn't put too many names, but I guess, with my outgoing personality. So the wheels got to turning. I'm an installer repairman here, but I'm thinking of how are we going to get the message out? How are we going to inform the membership? Sitting at home one night watching Last Man Standing. Tim the Tool Man Taylor.
Oh, I love him.
Well, it's Mike Baxter for Outdoor Man, and he does a blog. Okay. So I thought, hey, we'll get Charlie to do that, and we'll put it on our website. So I come to Charlie, and I told him, and he just looked at me like I was from outer space. He said, me? And no. So I made my little example one where I talk about fiber to the home, and I'm standing by the tractor there in front of the barn. One morning before work, I bring it to work. I show it to them. So this is what I got on my mind, except, you know, more serious. You know, I'm just goofing off. Well, they put that one on Facebook.
That's when you went viral.
8,000 something views. They said, oh, that's pretty good. We need to do that every week. And I'm like, no, every week. I don't know about every week. I said, what am I going to say every week? He said, well, we got lots of information. I said, you give me the information, I'll keep it entertaining. Right. So then we kind of done it weekly for a while, and I had to make a Facebook account where I could manage. I called it Spacebook before that.
Yeah.
It's a useful tool, but we had a Facebook account, so we needed to use it. You know, so I don't discourage anybody from using Facebook, but it wasn't my thing prior to April.
Well, it is very helpful professionally. You can get an extremely amount of good exposure for very little dollars. So I think it's one of the cheapest, most detailed, targeted advertising you can do, and that's what the Bledsoe site is working on. You know, they're working to reach our community and create, you know, a relationship and put out positive information to the community. Well, now, with that, you know, if we're talking live well, which is what this programming is, there's not only, you know, live well in person, but there's now live well on the internet. And that is sometimes, if not more, a reflection of who you are as a company or who you are as an individual. Because, like you were just saying a minute ago, how some people might make some unkind comments, people feel more bold, brave, when they're sitting at home behind a phone or a computer. They feel like they can say anything, or they're impulsive about it and they don't think. At least sometimes when we're in person, where we can see, you know, I could see the look on your face if I was saying something and you thought it wasn't very good, I could respond. I'd be like, oh, maybe he's not politically that way. I should not be saying that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, or you kind of read that emotion. Let me explain further.
Yeah.
You know, because you know your intention is you're trying to do something positive, but that's something else.
Your language might not convey that.
Yeah, and it hits somebody the wrong way. A Facebook post does or whatever, catches them in a bad mood, and they respond right back. You know, sharp, I guess is the way the word I would use to explain it. But once it's out there, you can't take it back. So you know, you need to be real careful what you put out there. How does that reflect that relationship? You know, and we worry about that when we post things.
I know, because I can immediately save whatever I would like, because I can screen capture it. I can take a photograph of it with my phone, even though it's on social media. Or I can quickly, you know, download it, a picture. And
we can make amendments or we can erase it. What's the one, Snapchat? They said it's going to go, you know, it deletes it. You know, there's no history. Well, except for the person who done the screenshot on their own phone, and then.
And I've had that happen. I've had that happen to. Sometimes people take a photo and they think, you know, maybe they just got out of the shower and they're photographing their funny hair, but they don't realize that they've taken a picture of something else. There's a lot of times where we just make an error because we're in haste, and then it can have very serious consequences.
I'm going to change the subject just a little bit, but you're talking about living well and this and that. Any research on how nasty these phones are?
What do you mean?
Germs and all that.
Oh, goodness. I mean, no telling. Well, you know, the majority of people do social media in the bathroom. Does that make you feel better?
It don't bother me. I'm probably guilty of it.
Well, when we're looking at, you know, advertising and how people are using their phone or how people might be viewing your ad, we think about the environment in which they're scrolling through their phone. So a lot of times, you know, people leave their desk because maybe they don't want their boss to walk by and see that they're on social media, and they're, you know, sitting on the toilet checking their Facebook.
Little Clorox wipe each evening on the phone, don't hurt a thing.
No, that's always a good idea. But we're going to talk about a few things today: social media etiquette, and I'm going to touch on some safety rules. I know that we've got a speaker coming to town April 11th. Talk about that in our schools, which is really really good idea. Thank you guys for doing that. But just to begin, your privacy settings on your personal accounts should always be closed. They should not be public, because it's nice to know who's viewing you. Someone from China might be watching, if you posted, a picture of your child, and they might be looking at a picture of your child and you have no idea who they are. Yuck, scary. So you have to think about not only with your profile picture, but your cover photo, because sometimes those are public even though your account is private. Children have access to their accounts. Know why they need to do things on their own without you knowing, right?
Age.
Never. But just never. I don't like it for kids. I know some very smart young people that are high school age that are on it. I find them to be respectful about it. However, I just worry about who's friend requesting them and who's getting access to their account, because the other thing is that you might think you know who's on that account, but you may not know. Just like you saw me hit like on there. What if you just gave me access to your Facebook account so that I could work on Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative? You think you know who's posting, but you may not. So sometimes that's, uncomfortable. Or if a parent does have access to their child's account, and, sometimes parents that I've dealt with in the past get very protective about their child. And say someone made a negative comment about their child, and the parent posing as the child just, goes nuts online, and it looks like it's the child, so the parent can't really get in trouble, but it's still, you don't know who you're talking to. So that's a little bit of a trick that you guys need to be aware of.
So I guess that's more of a parent-child relationship on the basis you don't see any kind of set age or whatever. But if that kid's not out on their own, they probably don't need to have their own.
I think it's a case-by-case situation, and I would for sure be able to have access to it, just so I can, make sure that everything is staying above board, and that there's no cyberbullying. That still very much exists. Of course, it exists with adults.
I know, talking about Facebook, social media, phones, the internet, or whatever, Facebook's the negative things that happen on it, or the negative things you see on the internet, or the negative things you see on TV. Then they want to blame the source.
Yeah.
But no, it's a different way for the same old sins.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Facebook's ruined so many marriages. Well, what ruined all the marriages before Facebook? What?
It's easier.
New tools to do the same old stuff, bullying part of it. So as far as Bledsoe Telephone Co-op's is concerned, or Live Well, let's use all these tools, all these avenues to promote something positive.
Right.
Let's contradict that or counter that with as much positive as we can. But these tools are real. That's but I guess then it becomes with the same set of responsibility. So if you have to watch your mouth, you have to watch your mouth through Facebook as well.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You got to live well online too, not just out there. But this doesn't give you an excuse to act poorly because it's coming over the internet, or you think like no one's watching. I guarantee you there's a lot of people watching, and you get judged by your behavior whether you like it or not.
Being cursed with the gab or given the gift of gab, whichever it may be with me, do you think people's social skills are declining because of texting, and they're losing the ability to have a conversation? Yes,
absolutely. We see that a lot with the youth. I could see it in the short amount of time where I graduated from a master's program and then I worked. So I think it was a span of probably 5 years where I started to see a real difference. Now, I can't say that I didn't even see a reflection of video games. I would have children that have forgotten how to play with toys because they were reenacting a video game. I did see that, but now I've seen where texting, or now even Snapchat, the intent behind stuff really isn't meaningful. It's really quite short.
The research we've read about the attention span,
yeah.
You know, because things are aimed so short. You've got, you know, a very brief amount of time to get your message across in the start of your post,
yeah.
Or they lose you. And with social media, it's because that next deal, you know, you can just flip the screen. If that wasn't holding your interest immediately, it's on to the next one. So you got to get their interest, but then you still got a short amount of time.
Yes.
And then it's on the ability to fast forward. So that's lowering the attention span. I see some research on that, but there's some research coming out that says that the newer generation who does not know life before this, they're saying that there's some research they think they maybe can multitask better. But I just wonder if they're not younger and sharper as far as. But I challenged them there at work the other day to retain and to pay attention to text while something else was going on for a few minutes. And they still didn't get everything that was going on. We didn't hit all the tasks with the distraction of the phone.
Right.
And so at some point in time, and they said, well, no, wait a minute. You don't send the one that you're typing while something else is going on. You wait and then you proofread it. Well, then why not just wait and type it after we're through accomplishing that task?
You know, I just wonder what kids think about Facebook that are small kids and their parents are taking photos, and they're, you know, what do they think? Do they go like to mommy and daddy and be like, how many likes did I get? Probably. And they're like 5.
Probably.
But why do you keep taking all these selfies? I mean, I just sometimes think, what? These kids are going to think we're crazy.
No,
we're going to create
know nothing different.
We're going to create a selfie nation.
I got a selfie stick in the bag.
That's good. We could be taking selfies while we film.
It's a popular giveaway item.
I'm going to talk about selfies later in my talk here. But anyway, continuing on safety, posting from a phone, it may tag your location. And I don't like people knowing where I am or that I'm not home. So be careful about that. Check your settings. If you share from Instagram, Instagram is now friends with Facebook. So they're tied together, they're working together. So I can just say share to Facebook. Well, the post that I share from Instagram is now publicly posted on Facebook, even if I have a private account. Tricky, very tricky. People tagging you in photos, that could be public. When people write on your wall, that could happen in Bledsoe. If people just make comments on your wall that are unkind or not favorable or inaccurate, and then you have to make a public statement about this situation.
We try to monitor.
I know.
We try to keep an eye on that.
And then I guess people stealing photos. That's super easy.
Well, you talked about telling where you are. I've read on that, never tell that, hey, we're in Disneyland.
And people do it all the time. We're having such a great time on our vacation. We're not home. Friends, my 800 friends that I have, like, you don't know. Sometimes you don't know what might trigger somebody to, I don't know, have a bad day. Make a poor choice.
You're supposed to make a Facebook post of who's watching your home 24/7
while
you're going on vacation.
By the way, we have big dogs, really big dogs. So that's just a brief. I just wanted to kind of, food for thought, throw that out there. We could talk about this all day, internet safety. And if we need to continue it, we will, but that's just a little bit for you guys to think about at home. Now let's get on to the fun stuff.
I was having fun before.
Yeah, image is everything.
I'm smiling if you can't see.
Because of the beard. But the beard is now part of your image. It's part of the Ethan Lloyd brand. So if you
Ethan Lloyd didn't want to have a brand. Bledsoe Telephone wanted to Get the message out. They wanted a consistent, hey, we can ask that guy.
Right, and now you're a big shot TV producer.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. It's part of your brand.
Okay.
And so if you were going to have a Facebook profile, which I know that that's not anything that you're into, but it would need to be your face. You know, you could wear a baseball cap if you wanted to. The background could be a tractor or a cow, or you know, it could even the cover photo could be you in that advertisement that you do, because you're now building an image and it needs to stay consistent. So it can get confusing. Well, let's just say this. This is going to automatically tell people what they can expect from you as your friend. Some people you might notice it's their dog's page. There's always posting cute things about their dog. And their profile picture may be their dog. It may be the kids page. They're always posting pictures about the kids. Kids doing this. Kid went potty. You've seen this, or are slightly aware?
Slightly aware.
Slightly aware. So think about the image that you have on your Facebook page, and is that accurate? Does that relate to real life or where you are currently in life? And know that with selfies, which I will do a selfie. I will take a selfie. It's usually with an animal. Now, I don't know what that says about me, except for the fact that I love animals. But I feel like that kind of lessens the blow of conceit, I guess. Does that make any sense? I'm really just posing with my favorite animal. And I try not to do that too much, because I really don't want to send the image that I'm into you looking at pictures of my face.
I understand.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, and that's the whole idea of Facebook, to use it for positive.
Right.
Connecting with family who's not right here.
Yes.
Or
friends that aren't right here.
So you've got friends that live out of town.
Yeah.
I will use my mother, for example. I know she won't have a problem with this, but there's extended family in Texas that we're still close with. They always come in during the summer. We've spent summer vacations out there when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And they stay very well connected through Facebook themselves. They're scattered out through the state of Texas. And we're all still basically here in Pikeville, but the whole family situation, they all know what's going on daily through Facebook. But yeah, so it's what's going on with you. And if you're sitting on the porch enjoying a few minutes, a selfie of that. I don't know how many selfies my mom does, but anyways, but I've looked at some of her posts, you know, just enjoying the day, the weather update, this and that, where she is or what. And that's, you know, I think that's a positive way to use Facebook. So
and I like the positivity of it. That, well, like, I don't know if you know that, I know you see some things on Facebook, but I wanted to start a campaign called Make It a Great Day. In memory of the late Sam Beal, who was a proprietor at Blackberry Farm. He, I guess, had a life philosophy of making it a great day no matter what. And I think that carrying that, you know, onto Facebook or onto life outside of social media is, you know, really beneficial for yourself and the community.
hiking accident? How'd he die?
Skiing.
Skiing accident?
Skiing, yeah.
I knew it was an outdoor
I think he
activity.
has 5 kids, and I mean, just really tragic. Of course, anytime you leave behind a loved one, it's tragic. But I loved the philosophy. Make it a great day, no matter what, and you have the opportunity to do that for someone every day on social media by saying kind comments, by leaving, you know, encouragements, any of that.
Oh yeah, it's just, I mean, it's another tool to reach out.
Yeah.
You know, it's the world we live in of telecommunications. You can do it basically in real time. You know, we talked about Facebook Live. You did some of the Live Wells with Facebook Live. So it's a tool.
And it's very common. You know, I think so many people are on Facebook or on some form of social media, and you know, with that you have to think about how it ties to you professionally.
All right, hold on. I've got a text about making a Facebook post. We need to take a break.
Ethan, we're live.
It's probably the time to end this episode, then we'll do another when I get done. This is work, by the way.
Well, I mean, if you're going to check yours, I'm going to do mine. Mine's work too.
Yeah, but your work's to end this episode so that we can break.
Oh, but I got a text. So I'm ending it?
Yeah.
I got distracted. I can't keep up.
Yeah, end this episode and I'll respond to this text and then we'll start over on like etiquette and like not just getting distracted and interrupting people while they're trying to do stuff and using Facebook and texting as so.
Okay, so thank you guys for tuning in today. I hope that you found this information helpful, and this week I hope you will take time to live well.
Could you tell with it under the table? See, that's nobody. It's incognito that I was texting when I put it under the table.
Yeah, but you just look like you had a heart problem. Or maybe you fell asleep. I mean, people are going to tune in and they're going to look at this and they're just going to think you're over here asleep and that I'm boring.
Okay. Well, I just texted back a coworker that yes, I will update everybody.
Okay.
Yes,
that's the great thing about being a friend to Bledsoe Telephone on Facebook is you can get updates. Mm-hmm. That sounded like a commercial.
All right.
We should use that.
Like us on Facebook. Take time to live well. Use the internet wisely.